Your performance. Before I tell you the way you can grow your own big broiler, let me first of all show you my own. You understand? I will show you my own 7 weeks broiler so that you can compare if you are meeting such requirement at 7 weeks or if you are not meeting such requirement at 7 weeks. But if you are missing such requirement at 7 weeks, congratulations to you. And if you are not meeting such requirement, that means you need to watch the video to the very end.
Look how big they are now.
So, are you done? Okay, you're welcome. So, in now, we need to understand that broilers, they are those white birds that consume a lot of food, and for them to grow to your requirements like 4 kg, 5 kg, you need to use nutritious feeds for them. And once the feed is not nutritious, trust me, they won't give you what you want. So the best thing is for you to do is to use quality feed. Let me give you an example of the kind of the starter I use so that you can see how quality that feed is. So in my own farm, for the maize, for the starter, I use 55 kg. 55 kg. The soya, I use 25 kg. The wheat over, I will use 10 kg. For this bone meal, I don't use limestone, I use bone meal. Sorry, I use bone meal too. So for the bone meal, I use 4 kg. For the limestone, I use 6 kg. Then additives, then the boiler premix, I use 300 grams. The metallolene, I would call it, 100 gram. The lysine 100, and the salt 1 kg. So that is how I come up with my own starter, and so far so good. It has been serving me well because this feed is very nutritious. So I don't know about you, but that is what I have been using. So the one thing needs to understand that the early stage needs to be that's the early stage for starter need to be very nutritious, because that early stage will determine if they will get to that 6 kg or 5 kg at the long run. So whether you want to use formulated feed or you want to use local feed, anyone you want. But another thing that you need to know is space. All right, space is one of the things that will give you maximum weight. When I say maximum weight, I mean maximum waste. Because okay, imagine that you have 5 fat people in a room, and that room can only contain 3 people, but there are 5 people there. Imagine there will be so much heat, smell will be there. So the same thing happens to them. All right, they create heat a lot. That is why sometimes we bath them, because of the heat temperature. So I guess those people that are into broiler farming will know what I'm talking about. So sometimes we bath them because of the heat temperature is high. So please and please, right now the temperature is low. The temperature is low right now, but as we move on, the temperature will be high. Like that Eastern season period, that December, those November, or this season we just passed, like March, January, that season is usually hot. So those times we do bath them. But what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that you need to give them space, a lot of space. You need to know the numbers of chicken that need to be in a room. I need to know the number of, let's say, square meters. That way you can test me that, okay, so I have this also square meters in my pen. So how many this thing can I put there? Then I will tell you how many chicken that should be there in aspect of broilers. All right. So that is how you can determine that. Don't say I have ventilation. Don't say I have ventilation, so space is not needed. Or I have space, so ventilation is not needed. That is, the two are needed. Space is needed, ventilation is needed. For your chicken to grow rapidly, they need space and they also need ventilation. All right. So don't say I have this one, so this one is not needed. So I also have this one, and this one is not needed. So no, the two must be needed. So what I want to tell you is that ventilation, you also need ventilation, especially that in the aspect of starting from 4 weeks. Yeah, by then they will start developing, their body will start having a lot of fat. So by then you need to know how you can create ventilation. Maybe you can insert industrial fan just to make sure that there's regular ventilation. Yeah, in my farm, I early in the morning, I first of all serve them water before I give them feed. See, because that will help. Boilers are type of, because I believe that they would have ate last night. So what they need is water. In fact, sometimes I might go to the farm, and despite that I fill up their rubber around 2 or 3 in the midnight, but going there in the morning I will see there's no water anymore because they use that water to sustain and to digest their feed. So what can you do in the morning? Just give them water before you give them feed, and always give them space. Right? Don't just pack food just to give it them. No. Alright, there are sometimes you might overfeed and it will cause body weight for them. So sometimes leg paralysis will happen. So the best thing you can do is just try as much as possible to know their timing. Alright, but normally they feed regularly, but just know their timing. And again, supply water for them regularly. That water needs to be constant. Alright, but what I'm just trying to say from the beginning is that early in the morning I give them water before feed. That is how it works. Another thing I do every morning is when I drop the water for them, then I will now see their reaction. I will see how they respond to the water. And anytime I want to give them feed, I also see how they respond to the feed. With that will give me a proper understanding on how their health is. Sorry. That will give me a proper understanding on how their health is, because they need regular monitoring, because their life cycle is very not too much like that. So you need to monitor them regularly. I mean regularly. So when there is disease breakouts, or when you notice some, and always check their poo. Right, that poo will determine if something is wrong. It's true, sometimes we use poo to determine if something is wrong. All right, so whenever you are packing the faces, try to look after, like, okay, this one white, this one is black, but the normal poo for boiler is black and a piece and a touch of white on top of it. That is a normal poo. But when you started seeing something like red, green, white, there's something. So I don't want to talk much, but those three colors I mentioned, when you start seeing something like that, just know that there's something needs to be done. All right, all those things are daily diseases I just mentioned. So, but I won't tell you yet. So the next thing you need to do is vitamin and they say they call it promoter or something like that. I don't know. So all these things, like, or you can call it supplements. This one remains small, and I've already gotten this one in, but look at the name. I don't know. So this is the name, high top by tonic. So that is what we use here in our farm, and it's served for pig, for cattle, for chicken. So this is what we use. So this will help to improve their system and also make them grow well, because it's a supplement, and it's very thick, very very thick. See, it's very 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 thick. It's very thick. So this also serve or it also help too. So try as much as possible, whenever you visit your veterinary shop, try to get something like this and apply it based on your veterinary or your veterinarian instruction. So that will also help. We also use it here. So that will also give your chicken more weight. All right. So thank you, and I hope this video has helped someone today. And do well to like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you. God bless.